All right, let's talk about influence. For a lot of us, it feels like this magical thing some leaders have and others just don't. But what if I told you it's not an art, it's actually a science? Today, we're going to break down that science into a practical toolkit that any leader can use to inspire their team and, actually get things done. So let's just get right to the heart of it. We've all seen it, right? That one manager who people will go the extra mile for, no questions asked. And then there's everyone else who struggles to get buy-in. What's the secret? Well, it's not just about having a big title. It's about understanding the hidden triggers that make people say yes. And this is where the work of Dr. Robert Cialdini comes in. This guy literally went undercover for 3 years, selling cars, working for charities, you name it, to figure this stuff out. And he found these little mental shortcuts we all have. He calls them click-whir responses. It's like our brain goes on autopilot. Great leaders tap into these all the time, probably without even knowing it. Our job today is to start doing it on purpose. We're going to tackle this in 3 parts. And first up is the foundation for everything else. Because look, before you can ask for anything, before you can shape how people act, you have to build a real, genuine connection. These first principles are all about that. Okay, principle number 1, reciprocity. This one is baked into our DNA. It's that deep gut feeling that you need to give back when someone gives you something. It's basically the glue that holds society together. And listen to Cialdini's wording here. We feel obligated. That's not a suggestion. It's a powerful psychological pull. It's why when a coworker does you a small, unexpected favor, you feel this need to pay them back somehow. You're carrying a little social IOU. We've all seen this in action, right? The free gift that isn't really free. But how does a leader use this the right way? Well, it's not about trapping people. It's about genuinely giving your time, your help, your mentorship first with no strings attached. You're building up this bank of goodwill. Then, when you really need help down the line, you're making a withdrawal, not a demand. Next up, we've got a principle that sounds almost laughably simple, but trust me, it is incredibly powerful. It's liking. It's just a fact. We are way more likely to say yes to people we actually like. So as a leader, this isn't about being the most popular person in the room. It's about being intentional. It's about finding that authentic common ground. Maybe you both love the same sports team or you're from the same hometown. It's about giving real, specific praise that makes people feel valued. And maybe most importantly, it's about framing projects as something we are in together, fighting for a common goal. And that leads us to the newest principle Cialdini added, which is unity. And this is a whole other level. This goes way deeper than just liking someone. This is the feeling that you are one of us. It's about a shared identity. I mean, just look at that statistic. A fundraiser saying I'm a student here too got 450% more donations. That is insane. For a leader, the application is so simple, but so profound. Start using we and our instead of you and I. Build a real team identity. When people feel like they belong to a special group, their desire to support that group goes through the roof. Okay, so we've laid the groundwork, we've built connection. Now let's talk about the next step, using that connection to shape behavior and build some serious momentum in your team. Cialdini has a great name for this one. He calls it the hobgoblin of the mind. Basically, we are psychologically obsessed with being consistent. Once we say we're going to do something or believe in something, we feel this massive internal pressure to stick with it. We hate being hypocrites. And here's the crazy thing about this. A tiny little commitment up front can pave the way for a huge one later. So as a leader, how do you use this? Simple. In a meeting, get people to verbally agree to the big picture goal. Just a nod, a yes that sounds right. That small public yes makes it psychologically way harder for them to push back later. You're not tricking them. You're just building buy-in one small step at a time. All right, next up, social proof. You know this one. It's that feeling when you're not sure what to do, so you just look around to see what everyone else is doing. When we're uncertain, we basically outsource our decision-making to the herd. Think about why we're drawn to best-selling books. It's because we assume if lots of other people liked it, we will too. For a leader, this means you have to make the behavior you want to see visible. When you're rolling out a change, find those respected team members who are on board early. Celebrate their successes publicly. Their success becomes the social proof that signals to everyone else, hey, this new way, it works. It's safe to get on board. All right, let's bring it home with our last group of principles. These are the ones that add that extra weight, that credibility and urgency to your message that can really push things over the finish line. From a young age, we are trained to listen to authority figures, our parents, our teachers, our bosses. We have this automatic trigger to defer to people who seem like credible, knowledgeable experts. It's a mental shortcut. And if you want to see the scary power of this, just look at this chart from the Milgram experiment. It is chilling. But here's the thing for a modern leader. Real authority doesn't come from a fancy title or a lab coat. True, lasting authority comes from two things: proving you actually know what you're talking about, your expertise, and proving you have your team's best interests at heart, your trustworthiness. And finally, our seventh principle, scarcity. It's simple. The less there is of something, the more we want it. We are literally more motivated by the fear of losing something than by the idea of gaining something of the exact same value. It's pure FOMO, fear of missing out. Now, for a leader, this is a really important one to get right. This is not about inventing fake deadlines to create panic. It's about using genuine scarcity to create focus. It's about being honest about the real, actual consequences of missing a project deadline. Or it's about highlighting a truly unique, time-sensitive opportunity for the team that won't be around forever. You're using real urgency to motivate action on what really matters. Okay, so we have just covered 7 incredibly powerful psychological tools, which of course leads us to the single most important question of all. What is the line between influence and manipulation? Think of it this way. These principles are just tools. They're like a hammer. You can use a hammer to build a house, or you can use it to break a window. The tool itself isn't good or bad. It all comes down to your intent. Are you using these principles to find common ground and create a win for everybody? That's influence. Or are you using them to trick or exploit someone for your own personal gain? That's manipulation. One builds trust, the other shatters it. So as we wrap up, I'm going to leave you with a challenge. Don't just file this information away. I want you to pick one, just one, of these principles we talked about, and think, how can you consciously use it this week? Not to control people, but to actually empower your team, to build a stronger connection, and to move closer to a goal that benefits everyone. That's where the real leadership happens.